Bro, I'm jumping on here. We're going to do some live shooting a trad bow. Trying to have a good evening. That's right, we're smoking them. Shooting at like 16 yards.
Hey Dad,
Yeah.
is that salado meat ice in his tank? What? That's it.
Tonight we're doing something a little different with our tips. These are the 175 grains from Bear, and I have been using 250 and then 300 grain arrows, or tips on the arrows. I think I was a little over, like it was just a bit stiff. So I shot these a lot last night at 35 yards, had really good success. So we're going to try these out tonight. There's a whole lot more fidgeting to this trad bow stuff than what I originally thought. But it's rather fun when you get into it. You start to understand what's actually happening when you're shooting. Much better shot there. For all you trad bow shooters out there, what's your setup? Go ahead and put it in the comments there. We'll talk about it. Tonight I'm shooting a striker custom. This bow is originally built for a guy by the name of Iceman. It's 58 inches overall. It's got a 45-pound pull, 28 inches. I probably draw 27. You guys can do the math on that. You probably have 42, 43 pounds. Shooting a 528 grain arrow right now. 175 grain tip. And the goal for tonight is work a nice consistent draw stroke, work a nice consistent release, and try to put them in a double lung area. Any trad bow shooters out there? That's a banger. So if you do shoot a trad bow, put your setup down there. Anybody that's on, we'll talk about it, see what we think. If you're not a trad bow shooter, fear not. The comment section, that's open for all kinds of questions. I come from a compound bow background. I've shot probably 33 deer, I think, in the last 5 or 6 years, 6 years with a compound. This will be the first year chasing after them with a recurve. So if you have any questions about that, what your setup is, again, I shoot a V3X. I also shoot a heavy setup there, 526 grain arrows, I think. I use expandable broadheads with that. With this setup, I'm going to be using the VPA 3 blades. Haven't decided on a weight yet. And I might also use the Bear 175s because they seem to be shooting super great with this setup. And if the bow talk isn't your thing, we can talk saddle setups. We can talk finding big bucks. However you guys want to interact, you put it in the comment section. I'm ready to go. I'm a Pennsylvania guy. We can talk any state you want. Hunting pressure is a big topic. That's a shoulder shot. D, don't worry about it. It's good stuff. You've stumbled upon a crazy redneck who shoots his bow all night long on YouTube Live. Figure I need to practice anyway. Super high. There we go. That's where we want them. Even that high shot there was well within the insert. I'm shooting down. That deer's probably 10, 11 feet below me, so it's kind of misleading where the arrow, where you see the light from the knock sticking out. When I'm lining up my tab, again, I'm using a regular tab, right? I shoot 3 under. I'll be right under that arrow. I need that to be consistent, so I get the same look down the arrow every time. Womp womp. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on the live. If you like the content, smash that sub button, give us some likes, click that like button. All that does is help us get to more people that are interested in checking out traditional archery. I'm working with some bad lighting here, but you can see how I've got a piece of felt right on here, a little piece of beaver skin. I don't know if you can see it there, but I'm wearing that piece out as I shoot. One of the things that I learned early on is you shoot your cock vein out here. And what I like to do is I like to put the tip of that cock vein right here as I shoot, so I have the same knock point every time. And this bottom arrow is what wears that piece of beaver skin out. Otter skin, I think it is, not beaver. Nice light trip on the bow. You can see how I grip it from that side all the way around. Not even really holding it. I don't want to put any torque in it. Just leave it as natural as I can. I've got somewhat of a cant, probably 15, 18 degree cant. Allows me to look straight down the arrow. Focus on the target. Again, I'm doing a traditional three under setup. That's what it looks like. If I turn it this way, see what my grip's like. I'm gripping right in the crease of that finger, trying to get the same consistent release, just letting it slide out of the fingers, and trying to be as consistent with my knock point as possible. Again, I'm taking that cock vein, I'm putting it right there under my nose, trying to put this thumb right there in the back of my chin, basically in my neck. Shooting this style, I guess it's referred to as gap shooting. So when I aim, I'm actually aiming like right at the knee of that deer at 16 yards, 15 yards. I'm tip on at 35, 34, 35 with this arrow set. If you have any new shooters on the live tonight, last night we had quite a few new people. It was pretty awesome. Had a lot of questions. And that one right there, if I could just do that every single time, that's a perfect heart shot. So I've faced quite a few challenges over the past 4 or 5 weeks with traditional archery, and some of those they're mostly my fault, right? I assumed that this was going to be a much easier process than what it was, and I'm going down this path with Alfred. Alfred doesn't have the same amount of money that I have to throw at a setup. Um, I picked up this bow used for 760 bucks, and I bought some good arrows. He's shooting an $80 Amazon bow, and he shoots his bow better than I shoot mine. And he's already shot a deer this season on a red tag farm here in Pennsylvania. I think the season opened August 2nd. So the reason I'm out here late, just putting in that work, is because I know I got to be better. I know I got to perfect the craft, and I've got to be ready for it come October. Smoke. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but that's right in the crease there. You can see it. I mean, it's right there. Yeah, as I put my finger over it, you can see where it's illuminated. If a deer's going to come in and duck, you want to be right there in the crease. That's a perfect hard shot. If he ducks, you still get him in the lung. That was about 2 inches up above it. Great group so far. I mean, that's some solid shooting there. As I put my finger up there, you'll see where all three of those are right there. And again, that's achievable. Like I said, I've been shooting that bow. I think I picked it up 4 or 5 weeks ago. I'm trying to shoot somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100 arrows a night. Again, develop that back strength, develop the finger strength, and all the other things that are really necessary to shoot a bow where you don't have your lead off. I mean, this is a process, and it's a challenge. And I struggled with that in the beginning because I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. But I've doubled down on my effort here, and that shot group is just proof of that. Whether you're a returning viewer or you're new to the channel, we're based out of Pennsylvania. We hunt all public ground, with the exception of this year. Alfred's hunting some red tag to try to do some deer management for a farmer that really needs some help. And we try to get after it as much as we can. Alfred shot 7 deer last year between the 5 he shot in Pennsylvania, the 2 he shot in Maryland, and I shot 5, 4 Pennsylvania, 1 Maryland. Both of us harvested what I would consider slammer bucks for Pennsylvania. I think his buck taped out at like, I don't know, 114, 115, and mine taped out at 121. Multi-Sport PB, I appreciate the sub, man. Be sure to stay tuned because I think this year's going to be a hoot. We've got, you know, a good mix of between Alfred and I, personality, comedy, quite a bit of technical knowledge. We want to bring that to you guys. A little forward there. A little forward. Not a good shot. But that's a heck of a recovery. Aim for the face. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the model is here. There's a local bow shop that I really like. There's some super awesome guys that work there. The owner, he's a traditional bow shooter. He's got a bunch of acres up north. He kills a lot of awesome deer. And I was able to pick that up pretty cheap because I got a little bit of a military discount. So this is the one I'm using. I don't even know who manufactures it, but it's a great. This is an awesome target. Again, we love our Luminox around here. We love our Luminox tool. This thing's great. It's got a metal tip on there. It's not like using a knife. You can just slide it right in. Turn your Luminox off. There's no damage to the Luminox at that point. That helps to preserve it. You can get maybe a couple hundred more shots out of it. If you're jamming a knife point in there, you have a tendency to bugger up that little plastic tip in there. And once you do that, it won't turn on and off. Yeah, you can pick up all kinds of targets at Cabela's. I have a big shooter buck down there behind the shed. That's usually one that they sell at Cabela's for a pretty decent price, but that thing, it just doesn't, they don't do real well with the UV rays. If you don't put them in the shed or keep them out of the weather, they really start to disintegrate pretty quick. But you can get anything at Cabela's, they have everything. This might be a blackout, I'm not sure. There's a little, I don't know, there's not a name on it, but there's a little emblem on it. Maybe I'll take a video of that and post it up tomorrow. Maybe after I'm done with the live. Thanks, my man. I did over 24 years, 22 years, 6-month active. A couple of deployments, 3 of them. I wouldn't change it for the world, but I don't know if I'd do it again, you know what I mean? That's where this is at. It's like right there. That's where the logo's at. I think that's what it is. Again, I don't get too much into brands, right? Like I'm a do what works kind of guy. Again, I did with the bow, but I have two other bows. I have an October Mountain Products Adventure 2.0. It only has 20-pound limbs on it. I think I can get up to 28-pound limbs. I bought that as a practice bow. That was a bow that was owned by a Boy Scout camp locally, and that's why I bought it. It was on a consignment sale for a guy who had passed away. And I shot that bow for a couple of weeks before I bought this, and that's kind of how I really fell in love with it. That bow was a really good shooting bow. But I don't get into Sitka gear. I don't get into all that stuff. I have some good clothing, but by no means do I have to hunt in anything specific. I just use what works. I like scent lock. I knew that was going to be high when I squeezed it off. What's everybody's thoughts on gear? I mean, I know everybody knows one of those guys is a total gear out. Like, he's a total gear nut. All he wants to do is spend money on gear. What are your thoughts on that? Multi-sport. I shoot a compound. I come from a compound background. I don't know if you joined the live yet when I talked about the V3X that I have. I've hunted with that bow for 2 full seasons and maybe a month of a 3rd season. And I don't know how many deer I've shot with that bow. 2 the 1st season, 4 the 2nd season, 5 last year. Yeah, so 11 in 2 seasons in a month. And I can tell you that, you know, that's where my heart was, but this traditional stuff brings a new challenge to it. It's just something that I think as I progress through my hunting career, this is one of those things that I just have to harvest a deer with a traditional bow. And I don't have to hunt with it all year. If I can kill a doe with it in the first week or so of the season, that would be awesome. If I have the opportunity to chase a buck or a specific buck in the rut, like, I'm going to go after it because I love it. I just love the challenge. Shooting a 100-inch deer at 15 or 20 yards with this bow is going to be better than shooting, you know, 130, 140-inch deer at 40 yards. I mean, you've got to put yourself in a position where you have a close opportunity. Again, as we talk grip, I'm a 3 under. I use a tab. What I like to do is just align that tab like 1/8 of an inch under the arrow. And I like to get the meat of that finger like right in the crease. The other two just kind of pop in there where they need to be. That way I get the same consistent shot placement. Again, we're gap shooting. I'm aiming halfway down the front leg on a full-size deer at 16 yards. At 20 yards, I come up another 1.5 inches, 2 inches. At 25 yards, I'm aiming sort of right in the crease. And then at between 30 and 35 yards, it's pretty much point on. And obviously there I aimed way too high. It's going to be called Jeremy Axe. Slight intermission there to grab a drink. Just remember, guys, if you like the content, go ahead and give the channel a subscribe. Click the like button. It's going to help us continue to bring you all of the outdoor content we plan on bringing you this year. We appreciate all the support we get. We're loving it all. And by the way, Alfred said if I don't get 20 subscribers on the live tonight, he's going to kick me off the YouTube, so help me out. Again, we're shooting those cock vane out. You see how the arrows sit there? This bottom arrow, or this bottom fletching, is going to ride right off the riser. I'm going to put that cock vane right there when I shoot. Perfect. As you guys can see, I'm running an HME arm guard, It's a great arm guard. It's full length. It's got a crease here so I can bend at the elbow. It's also got a little hole there. Kind of put it right in the crease. Everything feels good. I got full protection all the way down the arm. It's a great arm guard. That's a pretty awesome 3-shot group. I had one 12 ring and two 10 rings. One was right on the edge of the 10 ring and a little low, but that's right in the heart, so it's perfect. Tonight, probably moving forward, what we're using Easton Legacies. It's an awesome arrow to use. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a carbon arrow. Looks like a wooden arrow. Looks good. It's a 500 spine. It's 8.3 grains per inch. And then I've got a 175 grain tip on there. That's the Bear practice tips. I was shooting a 250. I was also shooting a 300. But as I shot that 300, I noticed a lot of movement in my 600 spine arrows. They just weren't stiff enough to shoot it. So we played around. And I think this is going to be my final hunting setup. I'm going to use a 500 grain arrow with an Aluminok in there. That stiffens it up a little bit. 8.3 grains per inch. It's a 29.5 inch arrow. You guys can do the math on it. But we're well over that 500 range. We've got a lot of energy there. Plenty to get a full pass through. Plenty to get good penetration even if I get a shoulder shot. And for anybody that just joined, we're shooting a Striker Custom. Bow is ridiculously quiet, super light, just shoots phenomenal. Because I'm not this good, it's all the bow. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Root all you want. We're going to get there. Crossbows versus this, better option? Probably not. I mean, this is a challenge. I think the crossbow guys, in general, like this, and this is opinion, right? So don't take it too serious. I think everybody has their opinions, but if I look at data from, say, the mid-1980s all the way through to current, the way laws changed and the implementation of the legalization of crossbows in 2009 in Pennsylvania, the spike in sales for archery licenses is unbelievable. I mean, they sold 68,000 more archery licenses in Pennsylvania in 2009 as opposed to 2008. And that's all because of the implementation of crossbows. We're harvesting somewhere in the neighborhood of 180, 190,000 deer in Pennsylvania with a crossbow, or with archery equipment. With archery equipment, and a total of like 430,000 deer. So if you're not taking advantage of archery season with a crossbow, you're probably missing out, because by the time we get to rifle season, those traditional rifle hunters, half of the deer are already dead. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about that. But this here, much more of a challenge than a crossbow. Yeah, I think that's totally true. It is much more of a challenge. It's much more passionate, right? This is it's a more intimate way to do it. I'm not saying that rifle hunting is easy, but this is a different challenge altogether. It's everybody's tree stand of choice. I moved to a saddle a bunch of years ago. I don't think I'm ever going back. Can you guys see the flight of that arrow? How's it look? Yeah, that one would definitely be a dead deer. Wish I could do something with live or with slow-mo every time I shoot an arrow. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but after about 50 shots or so, this finger, there's a lump right there. It starts to get real tight, really sore in there. That's the coolest $5 I ever spent. I'm gonna take a second, throw a little wax on the string. John Juan, I'm really not training to be the next Hawkeye, but I am putting in the work, man, and it's worth it. So I think as a hunter, I owe it to the quarry to do the best job I can to harvest that animal most humane way possible. Last night we did it. Yeah, buddy.
We're going upstairs for bedtime. You want to come?
Okay.
Someone just wants to say goodnight, okay?
All right, I'll be in, okay?
Are you going to come in, though?
Yep.
Are you going to snuggle with me?
I will snuggle with you. Love you.
I love you too. Bye.
Good night, buddy.
Good night.
So don't forget to do the maintenance on your bow. Put some wax on that string. Doesn't matter whether you're using compound or using stick and string. Put some wax on it. Lube on your arrow. Do we have any instinctive shooters on the chat tonight? Where are all you guys at? There's 52 people on right now. Where's all the instinctive guys? You want to talk instinctive versus gap shooting? That's a great topic. Man, that finger's going numb. Did a live last night with a another local YouTube channel, and man, what an awesome evening we had. But even though it was awesome, there was still some struggle there for me personally. One, because the members of the Pain Train Outdoors guys, me and Alfred, were using the longbow and the recurve, and we're shooting bows with guys shooting really awesome compound bows. They're some good shooters. And it was it turned into a little bit of a competition. I think we held our own. I think there's only one way to really do that. That's by putting the time in. Shooting. Just shooting. Getting your form down. Getting your release down. Really working sight picture. We were shooting at 35 yards last night and crushing the game. Like, there were 4 or 5 rounds where either Alfred or I took it at 35 yards. Closest to the heart. We're shooting eggs out of the mouth of a 3D target at, I don't know, 10, 12 yards. I don't know what it was. You make your own bows, Tim? Look, if you make your own bow, I want to buy one from you. You got to DM me. Yeah, look, send me a DM because I want to buy one of your bows. I don't care what you charge me. I'm buying one of your bows. But I want something around 45 pounds at 28-inch draw, if you can do it. Because that's one of the things Alfred and I want to get into. We want to make our own bows. Heck yeah, man. I'm with you. Thanks for being real and thanks for doing your thing, man. There's not enough of us out there. And for those that don't know the process, they'll never understand how challenging it is to make your own bow. Again, we're shooting about 16 yards here tonight. The goal is just to shoot 100 shots. I want to know who does ETAR. Hey, if you don't want to sell one, that's fine too. Like I'm putting it out there. We smoked a 12 ring and two 10 rings, and we've got to be well over 50 shots. So I'm pretty confident that we're doing the right thing here. I used to think 50 shots with a damn recurve was literally impossible because 50 shots with a compound was tough. But I've been working on those back muscles. I know I'm old and fat, but I've been doing a lot of pull-ups, working it out in the gym, trying to just build that back strength up. Tim, I would love if you'd reach out, man. Like DM me or DM Pain Train Outdoors. Either myself or Alfred we're definitely interested. Do you make recurves or longbows? Again, I'm shooting a striker custom. I don't know how long you've been on, but that's what I'm shooting. And this is a new to me, but a used bow, and the setup is great. I love it. I'm a righty. And heck, man, I think our channel's just growing. We just started a couple months ago, so if I buy one of your bows, man, I'll do whatever I can to try to get it out there, you know. If that's what you want. If that's not what you want, I won't. I can keep it hush hush. Yeah. What do you make them out of, Tim? Please say Osage. It takes a high level of concentration to shoot a group like that, right? As I put my finger up there, you'll be able to see just where all three of those arrows are just right there. Those three were all in a 10, they're all in a 10 ring. No 12 banger that time. One other thing is significant here. I use a worm, right? And I can twist this up or down to adjust my height. And for this bow, I'm going to hold it as level as I can, but we're about 5/8 above center right there. So that would probably be about center. Because when you draw back, that arrow is going to actually lower, right? I think the brace height on this is also 7 5/8. Some other interesting facts. Hickory core, fiberglass, laminate. Bro, at least send me a picture. I want to see one of these things. I want to see you shoot it. Do you make videos? I don't, dude, money doesn't matter, dude. You tell me what you want to build me. And then send me a number. I'll make my wife buy it for me for Christmas, bro. My sugar mama. So I will have that. That's what I'm talking about. Two Wolves Archery. Well, we're giving you a shout out anyway. Anybody that's on is looking for a bow, man, go visit Two Wolves Archery. Right about where that last shot was, high in the shoulder. I shot a deer from 37 feet in a tree, a 200-pound, 125, 126-inch mountain buck in Pennsylvania. I was using the V3X, shooting a 526 grain arrow with a G5 Mega Meat. I went through the fattest possible part of the scapula. I broke about 8.5 inches of arrow off in its lung. So anybody that says that you can't shoot through a shoulder, I don't believe that. And I only pull about 60 pounds, 58 to 60 pounds with the compound. Knowing I hit it there was part of the key process there. And that one's probably an inch low. Yeah, James, it's fake. Yeah, send me a DM or something. Or I'll come back on a live. I'll find you, Tim. I'll send you a message. I like hats too. Anybody's got any swag out there? This is one of my favorite ones right now. I don't know if you can see it, but that comes straight from Swatara Creek Outfitters here in Annville, Pennsylvania. Again, a great bunch of guys. VMDRJR. Antelope at 65 yards. Man, you're hitting the speed goats. Phase 4, I'm a fan. It's a great bow. But you got to tell me where you're hunting antelopes at, bro. Isn't it early to be hunting antelopes? Wyoming. When's the season start out there? I don't know anything about Wyoming. I'm so far east, it's unreal. Tim, if you live in northern Maine, dude, maybe we should talk tracking these big bucks with a rifle late in the season. Because that's what Maine is all about. 15th of August. That's what I'm talking about. Was it a big buck? Dude, I want to see pictures, man. Oh, dude, it hits different, right? Congratulations, bro. If you got a YouTube channel, everybody should jump over there and subscribe, dude. Yeah. Jump on there and give the guy some love, dude. He just shot one at 65 yards, a speed goat, a big old buck. Heck yeah, man. In Wyoming. Season opener on the 15th. It's the 8th. We're 3 days in the season. You smoked a giant? Heck yeah, bro. I just smoked that 3D target. Where's it at here? I just smoked that 3D target. Oh yeah. That's a 12 ringer for sure. No, I'm with you. Look, I'll shoot a 100-inch buck in Pennsylvania with a stick and string all day, bro. I'll love every minute of it. My YouTube partner Alfred shot a doe. I guess the red tag season opened on the 2nd of August. Like the 2nd, 3rd, 3rd or 4th of August, he shot one. It was a doe. The guy posted a video. You can check it out on the channel. He got so emotional as he's talking about it when he's putting a deer in a truck. It's an accomplishment. Like with a stick and string, it's just a huge accomplishment. Yeah, you just got to do it, man. This is going to be my first year really committed to trad. I've gone all in with Alfred. I'm not going to use a compound until after the 26th of October. Like once we get into the rut, there's the opportunity to kill some big bucks. So we're going to try to take a couple does first 2-3 weeks of the season, see how it goes. We're also going to open up in Maryland, I think 6 September. So we got from 6 September to 26 October to shoot anything with this damn trad bow. We're gonna love it. And who knows? I might hunt with a trad bow after the 26. I don't know. But that was just like, it was a bet we made. We just made a bet, and that's what we're gonna do. Like, we're gonna shoot the trad bows. So 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I bought this bow. You can see by watching the live how I'm doing. It's been a lot of work since then. I'm trying to shoot like 100, 150 shots a day. I'm probably at 70 right now. And we're still smoking them. We're still jamming it right in the 12 ring. That was a little high, but it's still double long. Again, I'm probably shooting like, I don't know, 10 feet, 8 or 10 feet down. So the angle of that arrow kind of makes it seem like it's a little bit higher than what it is. And if I put this right there, you'll see it. I don't know. I'm trying to make you see it, but it's tough. We got lighting issues. It's hard to shoot at night. VMDR, are you still on? Oh yeah, salmon, trophy, brook trout, bro. Get after it, Tim. Heck yeah. I'm a huge fan. We're probably going to do some salmon fishing in New York this year. So get after them. Have fun. Tight lines, bro. Is his name Skeeter? I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, you, Mike. I don't know if I can see all the chat because we lost some of the live there. I don't know what happened. I got disconnected. But hang with me for a second. I'll be right back. 30 seconds. Yeah, I needed to get a drink there. Wet my lips a little bit. I've been talking a lot. A lot of things going on. Thanks everybody for hanging in. Yeah, that's where Alfred's been fishing Pulaski for who knows how long. Probably since he was like 12 or 15 years old, right? So I'm super stoked to go up and do that with him. I heard it's super competitive. Not really looking forward to that because I like my peace. But I can't wait to do it. Challenge is that it kind of overlaps bow season a little bit. Who cares? It's all about getting outside, doing what we love, smoking this damn buck. Smoking a double lung. That's a little back. Probably right on the cusp of lung and liver. And that was high. I'm not keeping track, but I know by the way the finger feels that we're well over 75 shots here. And after a while, it just gets tough. Hey man, you have a good night too, Tim. Later. Well, we still put all three in the insert. Nothing to write home about, but all three of those shots are good deer. I'm surprised I've outlasted the rain this long. I thought we were going to get some rain here like 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. So I'm glad to still be here with you guys. Still bringing alive. Seth, you jumped on, man. What's up, bro? Hey, listen, for everybody that's jumping on here, Seth is one of those guys I've kind of worked with a little bit over the last couple years. We have still yet to kind of get him on some deer, but this year I've kind of made that my first priority. Seth's got to kill a deer. I got to get it on there. Death from above. And we're going to post a video to the channel. Solidify it. Make it real. He's a guy I used to work with. He's an army buddy of mine. Death from above. He's been a supporter for the channel since the beginning, so I love him to death. I think he's single and ready to mingle if there's any girls out there. He's cute, too. He's a good-looking dude. Better looking than me, for sure. He doesn't have anything to say about that, I guess. Cheers to you, Seth. What are you doing tonight, bro? There we go. Finally put one where we need to put it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe I'll turn my light on. But the whole tip of that finger turns white from that line up after about 75, 80 shots, 100 shots. Starts to get real sore. And as that finger gets sore, we stop holding the bow back as long as we need to really get a good sight picture, and then we end up with shot groups like that, which are, I don't know, let's see here. I can't even get it to do it now. trying to show you. All right, we got kicked again, but we're back on. What I was saying is, Seth, I've shot a deer 3 years in a row out of the same tree. You know where that tree's at. This year I want you there on the first day because you're taking the doe or the does out of that tree. I'll shoot one after you because I know there's going to be like 3 or 4 groups of deer come through. Last year I waited till almost 10 o'clock to shoot one, but it was like the 9th deer I saw that morning, so I want to get you out there. If anybody else on the live wants to go out, get put on some deer, shoot them, send me a direct message, man. Especially like if you've already shot a couple deer, I'm not as interested. But if you haven't shot a deer yet, and you're trying to shoot your first deer either with a I don't care what kind of bow, doesn't matter. Compound, recurve, even if it's a crossbow, let me know. Because I want to film that shit. Double longer. 12 ring there. Alright, Seth popped off. Just got a text message. Those 2 arrows are stacked on top of each other. I don't know if you can see it. Gonna do that. Makes you feel bad. That was better than I thought. That was a 12 ring, a 10 banger, and an 8 ring. That 8 ring was forward, probably right below the shoulder. Maybe a little in the scapula. Mr. Morty, there's a deer out there. I'm trying to slay that thing. But only in the most humane way possible. We don't want to mess nothing up. Then we're shooting like 16 yards right here. Using an Easton Legacy. It's a 500 spine, 8.3 grains per inch. Total arrow weight with a 175 grain tip. Right around 528. 26, something like that. Using a Luminoc, stiffens it up just a bit. I'm pulling a 45-pound bow at 28 inches to about 27 inches, probably 43 pounds. probably 80 or 85 shots in, and we're still bringing it. Left elbow hurts from extension. Every time I squeeze off a shot, I get a little pinch in there. That's what Pain Train Outdoors is all about. Every time I think I'm doing it as hard as I can do, I just do 10% harder. That's where every part of our success is at. It lies on that 10% more, that 15% more. Perfect hard shot there. Covered this a little bit tonight. It's kind of how I grip the bow. As far as how I'm shooting, I shoot 3 under. I'm about 1/8 of an inch under the knock there. I use a tab. I can't get into the finger glove. I just don't like it. So I've got the arrow set up. I've got the cock vane straight out. What I like to do is take that tip of that cock vane, put it right here in my nose. And I've probably shot like I don't know total, but probably really close to 80 shots. I think there have been 4 that weren't in the insert, maybe 5. On that round, I got 1 10 banger and then 2 in the 8 ring. But the 2 that were in the 8 ring, they were both within probably a 1/4 inch of the 10 ring. So I'll take that all day long. I'm starting to get real sore, like the back. Like I can feel that just. I think this is day 4 of trying to shoot 100, 150 shots. And it's, I don't want to say it's getting old because I love it, man. I got 78 people on the live. We're an hour and 31 minutes in. But it's conditioning for me, right? I'm trying to condition myself so then when I get to like 12 November, and that's when the crazy stuff is happening, I'm ready to go, man. Like I just got to do that. 3 under. Cock vane out, putting that cock vane right here. I'm trying to draw where I put my thumb, that big meaty part of my thumb right under my jaw. I'm shooting a really awesome bow. It's a Striker Custom. It's originally manufactured and made for a guy by the name of Iceman. I don't know if you can see it. Well, let's do this, right? Can you see it there? Probably. If anybody knows who that is, man, just you got to DM me. Let me know. I'd like to talk to him because this bow is awesome. Custom bow like this probably runs you $1,200. I bought this one used for $750 from a really awesome bow shop here locally. Did I spend too much? Yeah. Is it worth it? Sure. Would I change it? Nope. Not with shots like that. I mean, if I can get you in there, like, complete double long. I don't know what you guys can see. Yeah, stay locked in the chat. No, it's totally worth it. This bow's it's whisper quiet. I had a really professional shooter help me set it up. I'm not turning that knock off now. That's my worst shot of the night. Faux shizzle. That's alright, I'm getting tired. You know, there was like 3 other guys that told me that yesterday. But it was built for Kyle Stoker, not Chuck Liddell. But I swear to God, yesterday 3 other guys told me it was for Chuck Liddell. By the way, I love Chuck Liddell, man. He's a legend. He is. Alright, dude. Good night. Have a good one. Thanks for jumping on. Subscribe to the channel. Like it before you go. Come on. So 2 10 rings and a brisket shot. That brisket shot was the worst shot I had so far tonight. I've had a couple high. Nothing necessarily super spiny, but I had a couple shoulder shots. I think that's number 6 or number 7 that I've had out of the insert, out of 85, 88 shots. That finger takes a beating. That one's been cut off. Sliding skin graft to kind of cover it up. You can see how the nail's all bent over. And the muscles in the back are sore. That don't mean we're quitting. We're going to keep going. Got a bunch of people on. Y'all want to see me shoot, so we're going to go after it. What is everybody's drink of choice on the weekend when they're hanging out? Man, tip's a little messed up. Again, I don't know who saw it so far, so I'll show you again. like to get the grip up there about 1/8 inch under the arrow. We're using just a normal tab, right? Got a lighted aluminoc on there. We've got the cock vein out. This vein is chewing up my beaver. You can see there, got a good groove war in there. And that vein gets beat up pretty good. But that cock vein, man, jamming it right in the corner, just under my nose, like 1/8 inch, 3/8 of an inch underneath my nose. Jamming this part of my thumb right in the corner of my jaw, so I got a good solid knock point every time. I know a lot of people, what they want to do is they want to draw to either they take their middle finger and they're going to a canine tooth or something, or they're doing this. I can't do it. So as you get into traditional archery, you got to do what works for you. And this has just been my method. I don't see it changing. Again, we're shooting like 8 or 9 feet down on that deer, so that's on the top part of the insert, but it's definitely a double lung shot. With my grip, I'm super loose, kind of just pulling back in against my hand. Keep the fingers out. I don't want to add any torque to it. All right, Opie, have a good night, man. I don't know if you can see it. We're shooting the Easton Legacies. It's a good carbon arrow. These are 8.3 grains per inch. Got a 175 grain tip on them. Total weight like 126. Just seems to be what shoots good for me. With a 27-inch draw at about 42 pounds. Hey, what I'm interested in is what everybody's setup is. Like, if there's any trad guys out there watching, what's your setup? If you're a crossbow guy, what's your setup? And if you are a vertical bow, what's your setup? I also shoot a V3X. I love that bow. I love anything by Matthews. I grew up shooting PSE. Love PSE as well. There's no shame in anything that Hoyt does. Man, they make some great bows. But put your setup down in the comments. Let's chat about it. Love how those arrows get like a brown film on them from going in and out of the target. If you guys want me to go grab the compound bow, let me know. I'll take a couple shots out of that. I might move the camera back, but I'll do it. Perfect heart shot. Just get it in there. Can you guys see it? I don't know. Let's zoom in. Yeah. Take that. Thanks, my man. Quick question. Would you guys rather have it zoomed in on the deer, or would you rather have it the way it is? Because I could zoom it in a little. Let me know in the comments what you think. One way or the other. Let me know. Want to see it zoomed in? Put it in the because I gotta stand way back here. So put it in the comments. Do you want it zoomed in or not? Because that's a good way to show it right there. Looks good. Looks good. Again, we're shooting 16, 17 yards. I don't know what it is. Something like that. Double lung. Double lung ski. And I do that. Two 8-bangers and a 12-ringer on that round. No 10s. It's either 12 or nothing. Turn those nocturnals off with that crazy little tool. Works real good. $175 grain insert there. That's from Bear. I've shot some 250s and 300s. This just happens to be like the weight that works good for me. We keep stuffing them in there. Double lungers. At this point, we're probably approaching 95 shots for the evening. The arms smoke, the fingers are smoked. Motivation is low. That one's too far right. Too far forward. Probably a dead deer. That's not where I want to be when God comes, you know. Try to get a good recovery shot here. And I do the same thing. So 3 8-ringers on that round. Both of those shots that looked like they were a little far forward, they were definitely in the insert, definitely below the lung, or I mean below the shoulder. I'm not going to complain about that. I ain't going to complain about it. Go. We're somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 shots. That's the first shot I've missed the deer. Well, I didn't miss. I hit the top of the back. So yeah, we're getting close. We're at the 2-hour mark anyway. I'm getting tired. So after this round, we're going to shoot 2 more rounds, a total of 6 arrows, and then we're going to call it an evening. Mostly because I don't want to put a hole in my fence. both of those are in the heart, so. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we do have a little bit of rain coming in too, so. Fun factors for shooting at night, in the dark, with the recurve, well, longbow I mean. About as bad as it gets right there. And this is where, like, I gotta stand way back here. Alfred only wants to shoot like 10 to 15 shots a day because once his arm gets tired and accuracy goes down, he wants to just cut it off. Like he's like, all right, I'm cutting it off. And me, I'm sort of on the other side of that. Like, I don't care how I'm shooting now. I'm trying to do the best I can with sight picture, release. These fingers, the three fingers on the right hand, they don't work anymore. My shoulder doesn't want to compress the way I want it to, and nothing's working. But I'm still trying to shoot that target, just like I would if I had a 140, 150 inch buck in front of me. And that's where that's that extra 10%, extra 15% that I really, if I could tell anybody what to do when they're deer hunting, just work 10% harder, because that's where the benefit is. It's at that last 10%. When you think you're hunting as hard as you can, go 10% harder. Go 15% harder. That's where the results are. I used to think I hunted as hard as I could, and I made every excuse possible to kind of validate my response or my performance. Then I just dug deeper. That's where the results came from. Dig deeper, get results. It's not a miss, I hit it, but that's 2 glances in the last 2 rounds. And that's how I know I'm truly done. Like, I'm done. I'm smoked. bad, it's forward. I guess what I'm saying is don't be afraid to push yourself, man. Push yourself beyond what you think you can do. That way on the 10th of November, the 9th of November, when the bucks are running around crazy, you have the confidence to pull off that shot. Maybe it's 30 yards, maybe it's 27 yards with a recurve. And you have that confidence. Pull that shot off. Only because you knew you put in the work. One last time on the 3-under guy. I use a shooting tab. I like to be 1/8 of an inch underneath the string, underneath the knock. I get that middle finger right in the crease. Got my cock vane pointed out. This vane is going to run right on the riser as it releases. I'm going to put that cock vane right there every time. Gives me the most consistent shot group I can get. Even after almost 100 shots, I'm still draining them. Sore muscles, sore fingers, numb fingers. My fingers are numb, especially that middle finger, it's numb. Consistent every time. Nice light grip. We're not choking it. Let it nice and loose. That arrow is only 1 inch above that other one. Little bit to the right. The same thing every time. If you thought consistency was the key with a compound bow or a crossbow, consistency is 100 times more important with the stem recurve. Had two just on the top of the 10 ring there, and then one that was, it was high in the shoulder. Not the place I want to be when God comes, right? At that point, we just put our faith in the BPAs, street blade broadheads. Hopefully we hit spine and we're able to take that deer down with a second shot, or it just hits the ground. We've posted a couple spine videos. We all know what happens. And again, I thought I was going to be done after that last round, but I just don't have any quit in me. That's where you got to find yourself, man. If you're gonna be a bow hunter, you can't have any quit in you. You just gotta keep zinging them in there. Right in a double lung. If you have quit in you, just shoot a muzzle loader. Like an inline. Don't come to Pennsylvania where it's flintlock, because that'll crush your soul. Especially because the weather in flintlock season, it's brutal. It's mostly rainy, foggy, bullshit. Like, it's terrible. Powder's going to be wet. You're not going to get a good flash. You're better off with a bow. Especially a damn crossbow. And that one's high in the shoulder. I have a lot of stuff going on in the comment section here. If you have a setup that you like, put it down there. We'll talk about it. I'm shooting this junk. It's a striker. Yeah, it's pretty much junk. Nobody likes striker bows. You don't want to shoot that $85 bow off Amazon. That's alright. That's what Alfred shoots. He shot a deer with it. He's an animal. Probably right in the heart. Probably right in there. That first shot was a 12 ringer. Second one was an 8 ringer. That third one was a little low, but just below the heart. If that deer is ducking at all, we're still solid. Best $5 to $7 ever spent. Turns the knocks off real nice. If you're just jumping on a live, put your shooting setup down there in the comments so we can chat about it. I'm shooting a Striker Custom. Love this bow. Super quiet. Got a lot of great features I love. Quiver's fantastic. Super quiet. I shoot a 3-under. With a tap. That looks a little high, but because I'm above the deer by 8 or 10 feet, it's right in there. It's a double lung. Perfect, that's where we want to be. I think this is going to be my final shot of the night. So thank you for jumping on tonight to the live. Don't forget, sub to Paint Train Outdoors. Check out Bowmat Outdoors. We did a pretty significant live last night. Those dudes are crazy, but they've supported our channel since the beginning. So go ahead, sub to them too. Don't forget to like this thing. I appreciate everybody for jumping on. Thank you.